Thank you for joining me today for yet another unboxing video. And today we have Folklore, The Affliction, the Core Box Set, designed by Will Donovan and Nick Blaine. Folklore, The Affliction. You move carefully through the stone hallway, lit only by a patch of moonlight and the smoldering stump of a torch in your hand. Sweat drips from your forehead. If you make a sound, it could be your last. Somewhere in this estate hides a creature who is neither living nor dead, who drinks the cherry blood of his guests, and whose gaze warps the minds of all who meet it. You clutch the wooden spike tightly to your chest, your pounding heart daring you to drop it. Finally, you find the door that leads to the master bedroom. You hold your breath, savoring it as you reach for the old iron knob. Folklore: The Affliction is an adventure board game for 1 to 5 players in which your characters progress through a series of stories in their quest to rid the land of evil. Every story is broken into chapters, allowing players to control the length of each game session. Most chapters take 45 to 60 minutes to complete. Become one of 6 unique characters, increasing in knowledge and skill as you embark on a frightful journey to save the world of Folklore from the horrors that plague it. Will you survive the adventure that awaits? Will your courage falter and your friends fail you? Or will you become legends? Open and find out. Again, this is a cooperative board game for up to 5 players. You could play played as solo or as a cooperative game for up to 5 players. This was released in 2018 by Greenbrier Games. Now this is a small box, but it has a lot of stuff to unbox. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have inside the box. I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace for a cut rate price, which I was very happy to pick it up. And the reality is, as you can see, most of everything has been punched out already, which is fantastic. So we will be showing you everything because it is 100% complete. But there is a tremendous amount of material to show you in this. So let's go step by step. So first thing we're going to show you here is the actual map. So we're going to start here. It says roads, rivers, area borders, no passage, Darkenborough. We have Wayland Point, Church of the Crossroads. We have Elkra Pines, The Alchemist, The Docks, Ashland Spires, Gorin Tombs, and then we also have the Dark Spire, Aurora Peaks, Oleopios, Nurian's Hollow, Ostelink, Radmanov's Wood, Standing Stones, Yoro Trusk, Felleron Crypts, and of course right in the center point we have Gorin Tombs. So there is your game board. We also have our rule book, table of contents, and we have the game overview. Again, it says Folklore: The Affliction is an adventure board game where your characters play through a series of stories in their quest to save the land from evil. Every story is steeped in tales and lore from ages past. As your character completes stories, they will become more powerful and gain enough strength to rid the land of its afflictions. Stories are broken into multiple chapters to provide convenient stopping points, allowing players to have control of how long their game session lasts. Most chapters will take approximately 45 to 60 minutes to complete. It then gives you an example of how to use the rulebook. Of course, it's brought to you by Greenbrier Games. For more information, go to greenbriergames.com/folklore. Again, this was released in 2018. So you got your table of contents, you got your components list, you got your game setup, roles in the game, rolling dice, 2 character games, choosing your different characters. You can be, and the characters that you can be, they're Arcanist, the Archaeologist, the Avenging Madman, the Exorcist, the Telepath, and the Witch Hunter. So you get the choice as to who you'd like to be in the game. So it gives you lots of choices. You got character cards. You got attributes, booklets, Vita and PowerPoint, skills, breakdown of the cards, what they mean, everything means on it, the lore tree, the ability cards, ability cues, ability types, item cards. You have trading and selling items, item categories, mystic knowledge, character journal items, prayer and ritual cards. Then, of course, the game flow, leadership changes, basic combat and skirmish rules, ready to play. Using the story journal. Story journal sections, you have the start, the skill check box, choose your path box, attention box, map world box, town service box, map setup box. So you got lots and lots of tables, encounter setup, adventuring leadership changes, primary and optional goal boxes, encounter boxes, traversing the world map, which I showed you already, world map movement, road event cards, off-road event cards, resting on the world map, locations, towns, entering towns, different services you can get for your characters within the towns, town service reference cards. You have other locations, you have skirmishes, skirmish card, resolutions, the rules, character versus character skirmishes, devastating strikes and faults. You've got conditions, effects, and statutes. You have conditions, effects, and statutes, positive, negative, adventuring, turning around, resting, character actions. You have interacting, artifacts, leaders, transition, start zones, tracking tokens, sleeping vampires, occupied map space, meeting creatures, encounters. Tells you encounter creature cards, the creature different types that you can have, the turnaround, the first strike, the character turns, character movement, attacking, devastating strikes and faults, exhausting items and abilities, movement, attacks, turns, general encounter rules, missing a turn, sight, darkness. Going down, you have covens, you have controlling creatures, squeezing, swarms, flames in combat, pushing, winning an encounter, lore, loot, awards, artifacts, coins, companions, boon tokens, lore, story markers. You have on death and dying, explains about ghost characters, ghost points and powers, ghosts in combat, skirmishing with ghosts, single character death, total group death, limbo. You got tarot cards. And wrapping up a game, you got your record sheets. You got playing between stories, advanced rules, abilities, combat. You have expanded lore progression, and of course you have the glossary of turns. You have your character sheets. You have some more sheets here, record sheets of skirmishes, and then tells you a little bit more about the expansions that they had to offer. So there's a tremendous amount, and there's an index on the back cover. There's a tremendous amount of information in this rule book here. The whole all rules is about 35 pages of rules. So there we go. So we got the map, we got the rule book. Then, of course, we have the story journal 1, where the adventure begins. And again, your table of contents on your left-hand side. Story 1, everything changes. You have chapter 1. Again, I do not want to read through too much of this because I do not want to give away the plot lines or anything that would ruin the overall effectiveness of the game. So here we go. We got chapter 1. Then we have the world map again. Osterlink's ailment. Chapter 2, you have different skirmishes. You have a skirmish table there, who you're going to fight into the darkness, choosing your paths. Then you have story 2, root of evil. Story 3, the Eastern sorcery. Story 4, plight of the fortune teller. Then you have story 5, season of the stickman. So all of them are set up pretty much the same way. It'll tell you what areas of the map you're going to be using, how long the whole thing is going to take. It breaks it down by chapter, the different maps the different locations on the map you're going to use, moving from towns. It's going to give you a little background story about it, and then all the information you're going to need to run the campaign. How to set up the map and all that stuff. Then you have story 6, origins of the flame. And you have different story moments. You again, these are numbers that they're listed. The numbers are listed here. So again, you'll come to a point, read a card, and it'll tell you jump to story number 80 or number whatever it might be. So I'll give you an example of that story mode. So we'll read number 1. It says, the trail you have been following leads you into a glade of trees. Within is a campsite with a fire still burning. The clues leading you here were right. The fugitives must be nearby. Then you hear a loud shout and you are accosted by bandits. Skirmish with highwaymen and the skirmish counter at maximum. So again, it gives you all kinds of things like that that's going on in your story moments there. And again, in the rules, while you're playing the game, it will tell you when you come and read one of the story moments to kind of add a little fluff to your game as well as you're playing. So it's very story driven. And again, there's a lot of content in here. So again, you have the rule book, you have the story journal, and you have the general map that comes with the game as well, which I'll pull that down here. So there's lots and lots and lots of stuff in this game. We have some additional tiles as well, which we'll share with you right now. So we'll take a look at these, which are very, very well done. They're not cardboard; they are paper. They're laminated. Again, it's not like one of the maps, the Paizo maps. So it is not dry erase. If you want to laminate, you can do that as a dry erase. But again, one thing you don't want to do is write on this if you know that, if you're not sure. So again, if you pick this up, don't write on that. So there's a map there for you there. Then we have an additional rooms, a couple rooms here. Again, it tells you there you got cave tunnels. This one has no name to it. This is the spirit world. Again, they're small but beautiful maps. This is the tower top. This is the circular tomb. This is the dungeon. It says here, this is the standing stones. So the maps are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all the maps are 10 by 10. So there's your standing stones. You have the tomb. This says the road to building. Again, they're all identical in size. They're 10 by 10s with 1-inch grids. 1 inch equals 5 feet. You have the marshland right there. I don't think on the first one it said what it was. Let's see. Let's go back to that one real quick. Oh, yes, they did. It's a farm. The first one's a farm. And then it was the cemetery. All right, there you go. Then we have the open road. And then you have the alchemist's laboratory. We have the Great Hall. And the chapel. We have a forest clearing. Again, there's great attention to detail on all the maps. As you can tell, there's lots of great colors in them. They're beautiful maps, absolutely beautiful maps. This one is the Earthen Passage. The colors really pop off the maps. They're really beautifully done. Again, they are not dry erase, wet dry erase, so do not do that. Do not use the maps that way. And here we have the final map we have is the large cavern. And of course, this is the forest path. So again, all this will be explained to you, which maps you're going to use. Again, you're tracking here on your regular, which is the world map, and then you have the individual maps for your individual battles and things of that nature. All that will be found right here in your story journal. It'll tell you which maps to use, which tokens to use, everything you're going to need, what cards, everything is in here in your story journal. It'll tell you what map you should be using at all times, or multiple maps. So there you have it right there. Okay, some other stuff that we get here. So we have our players, our player characters. So each of them comes with a character card, and it does it open? Yes, it does open. Okay, so there's a lot of information for each individual character. So again, we have the Avenging Madman, the Exorcist, we have the Witch Hunter, the Arcanist, and we have the Archaeologist. So I'm not going to read through all of them, but I'm going to show you an example of what I'm going to show you, the Avenging Madman. So it's going to give you a little bit of fluff here. Choose your character focus. Do you want to be the Avenger? Do you want to be a Savage? So these tell you what the powers or the extra abilities you would have, depending on which trait that you're going to choose to be. Down here is going to focus your Rage. Again, all this is explained to you in the rule book, how to use all these different stats and stuff. Then over here, we're going to start your starting abilities. You can get some cards. Here they are, starting equipment that you get. You get a battle hook. You get this thing right here. Looks like some bandages maybe. And you got your Avenging Madman. Keep it coming, environmental slaughter. Then your location extras. If you're at the inn, physician, the tinker, the market. Again, these are all side quests that you can go on and places you can go and purchase different items that you want as a value to them right there. So I want to get some cure bandage. The physician gives you a drought containing medicinal herbs that calm your spirit. You're able to use ranged weapons for the current chapter. You pay 30 coins. So as you're going through your campaign, you're going to be finding gold and stuff like that. You could sell it for 30 and you get this right here. So that's just some extras that you can get there. There's the tinker. Then you have the lore tree, things that you're going to choose that you have. So it could be +1 to any skill, +2 max vitality. And then coming down here, again, as the lore or the experience rises, you have more and more options for how to improve your character, just like you would in any type of role-playing game. So to me, this is a combination of obviously it's an adventure story, fantasy story, and then the reality is it's like it's similar to a Dungeons and Dragons where you're going to be doing a dungeon crawl, and you're going to be gaining experience and gaining treasures. And as you level up, also you get more and more skill abilities for your characters. So again, you have 5 characters in which to choose from: the Archaeologist, which looks like this guy here. You've got the Arcanist, which looks like her. Then you have the Witch Hunter. You have the Exorcist, and then you have the Avenging Madman. So it looks like you have a spellcaster, you have a cleric, you have a fighter, you have a paladin, and you have a would be a barbarian. So that's what looks like the classes that you would have to choose from. Pick this up just a little bit so we can get some more room in here because we got a lot of stuff to go through. Then we have additional cards here, which are your. Here. Okay, again, like you said, the different places you can stop. So when you're in Ostlink, Wayland's Point, or Euro Trusk, you can stop in the stores that they have now: the Apothecary, the Chapel, the Inn, the Gypsy Encampment, Market, Gypsy Encampment. Of course, you have Physician, Tinker, Stables, Church of the Crossroads, Standing Stone. So you could make different purchases with the monies that you get. That's very cool. I like that. You have some more things here too. You have statuses: positive, blessed, fortified, brave, lucky, ethereal, perceptive, respected, faithful, favored, swift, Again, so those are all positive, and then your negative statuses. You have bloodlust. You can become a werewolf. You have possessed, cursed, deranged, sickened, spooked, fractured, immobilized, or transformed. So different results that come with these things. You have your different characters and counters, and your characters and ghosts, which gives information on that as well. Again, right there it tells you, see character turn on page 25. See foe turn on page 26. Your adventuring, see adventuring on page 22. Resting, your actions. So let's see what we can do here. You can rest to try to get some of your strength back. You have actions. You can move, interact, search. You're rolling die, D10. Activate an item, artifact, or use ability prayer ritual. Map leadership transition. Then skirmishing, determine strength, place skirmish marker, attack or defend. Creature's turn, character's turn, reduce counter, repeat steps, and then get the loot at the end. So that tells you what you can do on a one turn with your characters, which is very helpful. Put that over here with this one. And then we have some different of our people you're going to wind up running into. Oh, sorry about that. You also have your sixth one, which is a telepath. We were missing one. That's hers as well, all set up identically the same. So telepath. So again, your choices that you can have. Sorry about that. 6 choices. You have your archaeologist, arcanist, witch hunter, exorcist, avenging, madman, and your telepath. So those are your different choices. So there's 6 of them. And then of course you have your, again, what those adventurers can do on their turn. Then we have a whole bunch of different creatures that you're going to be fighting along your way, and they have a plethora of different cards for each of those. So we're going to go through them. I'm going to show you one, and then quickly go through the rest of them. You have your character counts, depending on how many characters you're fighting. So are you fighting 2 people, 3 to 4, or are you doing 5? So that's your choices. If you're going to be doing it, you roll 2 4s, roll a 6, roll a d4. Again, it's a white wolf. Skirmish powers, it uses its details. Then down here is your damage tracker, skirmish counter and modifiers on the back side. Gives you a little bit what its vitality is, its might, defense, its stride, lore coins, different powers it has, and of course the special power which it has. So that's each one, and then tells you which token goes with the white wolf. So again, all your character cards, or I should say your creature cards, are all set up identically the same way. So you got your white wolf. You've got your moon priest. Again, it tells you right down, it's a skirmish. Night stalker. You've got yourself a rabid wolf. You've got yourself a restless spirit. Striga. Undertaker. A vampire. A vicious hound. A watchman. Werewolf. Blood priest. Bruja. Imp. Infested. Necratu. Poltergeist. Revenant. Skinwalker. Decaying Dead. Bat Swarm. Dark Oak. Flesh-eating Ghoul. You have a Gargoyle. A Highwayman. An Angry Mob. Mad Druid. A Tainted Sapling. Now we have some of them that are a little bit different, some cards, additional cards here that are a little different from these which we have here. These are all your skirmishing, your creatures that you'll be fighting against. Again, everything is all the paper is very high quality. It's slick, but it's really, very, very nice. Everything is top notch here. Now, one other thing we're looking at here as well. So you have a Wraith. Valdlini. You have an Abomination. Altherian. Orinthe. You have Galastic. Far East Alchemist. Colossal Dark Oak. And you have your Book of Dark Dimensions. So let's take a look what this thing says here. Again, your vitality, your might, depending what time of day you're going to be fighting that, it's going to give you all this information here. Your defense, your stride, your lore, your coins, special powers, and again, powers, repulsion, energy pulse, part of the veil. Again, that's the token you'll be using for it. So that's Book of Dark Dimensions. So these look like they are your toughest ones to fight overall. So there you go. There's another pack right there. So those might be your, you know, your leaders per se. And then of course we have a card. We have our cards for our individual characters that we have here. Again, we have your Archaeologist, Witch Hunter, Arcanist, Telepath, the Exorcist, and the Avenging Madman. Once again, so let's take a look at him. We have his attributes. You have his vitality, his defense, his might, his damage bonus, his power points, his stride, skills, nerve. Over here again, starring equipment, mystic knowledge, special ability, keywords. That's the token you'll be using. Again, you have two different sides. Again, your attributes, your ghost points, defense, might, DMG bonus, stride. So it looks like when he's healthy and good, when he dies, it turns into a ghost. That's the cover character that he'll be using. So he's going from this token here to that token here. You might have to flip it, I'm not sure exactly. But again, that's your card. Each one of the cards are set up identically. Again, the healthy side and then the ghost side. Again, all that explaining which side of the card you're going to be utilizing is right here in the core rulebook. So again, there's your character cards as well. Now again, what would a game be without some dice? And you have some traditional dice in here. So you have your percentile going from 10 to 0, 0. 0, 0 would be that 100. So you roll that along with your white die here, you get a percentile. It'd be 45%. So you get one percentile dice. You get two white D10s. You get two black D10s. You get two red D10s. You get two black D6s. And they're very, very nice dice. Nice feel to them. Real nice. And you have two D4s, which are always good to have. A cool baggie to keep those in. And we have some more cards here. We have some item cards. All the fronts are the same, or backs, depending on the way you want to look at. So let's see what kind of items we can get here. All the cards are set up the same way, where you have a photo, title, what it is, and then whether it's consumable. So they're all consumable weapons. On the bottom, I'll tell you what it is. It's consumable, it's used for protection, for enhancement, it's a weapon. And I'll explain to you all there. So you have a consumable, something you're going to use maybe once and throw it out, or you can use it 3 times and out it goes. Sell at the market to receive 1d10 times 3 coins. So you take your 1d10. So you got a 2. So 2 times 1d10. So it's 2 times 3 for 6 coins. You can sell off your Jade Isle against consumable. You have incense. You have holy water. Heavy coin pouch, a health tonic, Greek fire, gold cup, garlic, eye of Horus, expired tonic, leather boots, dolomite eggs, diamonds, cat's eye, bandages, Ankh of life, Ankh of life, Rajput, flying disc, quartz lantern, pitchfork, pike, pick, net, machete, hand cannon, hammer, hacker, glaive, femur, a digger, crossbow. You have a chair leg, bale hook. Again, that's one of the starting weapons for one of the characters that we have there for the Avenging Madman. That's his starting item right there. Again, on the bottom, it'll tell you it's a weapons for one-handed. It's a 1d4 damage. You use it for fighting, obviously, and it's worth 30 coins. That one's worth 10 points. So you have, if you're a two-handed fighter, you can put this Aspergillium and a bale hook in one. You can do that, or you can have a shield in the other one. Again, it's going to increase your defense or whatever you may have. But it tells you right there what kind of weapon it is, the die roll that you're going to have there, and how many hands you need to use it. So these, so you have a chair leg, a bale hook, you have Aspergillum, you have Adzi, weathered cloak, studded cuirass, steel cuirass, you have a Spartan helmet, you have a ritual scarab, metal of the lion, leather headgear, leather arm guards, knight shield, chain vest, amulet of alacrity, Aegean round, belt of celerity, Zagora's crystal, talisman of Vim, talisman against evil, ring of Ruis, missiles of the marksman, medallion of power, inertial accelerator, horseshoe. Then you have fitted gloves, eagle totem headgear, compass, caltrops, belt of intensity, amulet of the spirit, amber signet, wooden stake, wooden shield, just some beach with a bit of wood, ward stone, vertiol, torch, symbol of Thutmose, spirit of wine. You've got your sharpening stones, you got your salve, you've got your quicksilver, pure salt, oil of exorcism. You have metal greaves, you have naming papyrus, liquor fortis, liquid frankincense, leather strips, whip, straight razor, stiletto, and a soaring halberd. So these are your item cards that you can find or purchase during your adventure. And a cool bag to keep those in as well. Road event cards. Remember, you have cards for on the road and off-road. So road event, and what we got over here? Off-road event. Again, front or back, depending on what I want to look at it, are all the same. I'm not going to read through all these, but again, these are different events, so I'm going to pick one at random and show you that one. So as you can see right in the middle, it says road event. Road warden. A man on horseback meets us on the road, armed with a crossbow and pike. He was patrolling the roads and demanded payment for safe passage. All characters must pay 8 coins. If someone cannot pay, they choose 4 vita from the warden's attack. They lose 4 vitality from the warden's attack. Pass freely if you are respected. So that's a daytime event, and this is a nighttime. So snake charmer. We met a snake charmer who was selling his trained snake, but we needed to bond with it. One character may pay 30 coins to get the cobra companion. You may choose to train it as at the stables in town by passing ecology 6. Fail and you are bitten and become sickened. And those are different road events. So you get a bunch of those cards like that. Different things that will happen to you, whether it be in the daytime or in the nighttime. And it'll clearly mark how that's done. So there are your road events. Then you have your off-road event as well. So it seems like there's 2 sides to each of these. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick one at random and read it. Fortune teller. So it's an off-road event. It tells you right there. Fortune tellers. We came upon a small gypsy caravan that had settled in the area for the night. We received a friendly greeting and were invited to stay with them until morning. We had to make a choice. Choose 1, stay for the night and relax by a fire. Choice 2, speak to the resident fortune teller and have them divine your future. In the back, it tells you what's going to happen, so I'm not going to ruin that. So you could run into, appears to be fortune tellers, howls in the night, resting place, the coven, dark rite, panpipes, monolith, the master, outrage, contagion, those in need, traveler, woodsman, calm the savage beast, disturbed earth, the Karens, cry for help, black hole, abandoned camp, purge all evil, the mirrored pool, innocence lost, and the night lights. So these are all your different off-road events that you can choose from at random. You also have some ability cards as well. Again, all the backs or fronts, depending on the way you look at it, are all the same. So again, they're all set up exactly the same way. Again, they'll have the title on the top. Going through here, we also have, tells you it's mythos, it's holy. All characters are given a shield of positive energy, absorption 2 against melee attacks for the current encounter. It's active, it's worth 4 points. You can use this once per night, and then it tells you that. So again, how to use and read all this information, you're going to find that in the core rulebook. But again, you have the Zoroaster's Cry, World Traveler, When in Rome. So on the bottom, again, it tells you whether it's active or passive. On the bottom, all the bottoms will tell you exactly that. Again, these are your ability cards. Different abilities you can pick up. So Zoroaster's Cry, World Traveler, When in Rome, Precision Strike, Unshaken Resolve, Tiamat, Thick Skin, Strength of 10, Spirit of Vengeance, Snare Finder, Sixth Sense, Shrug It Off, Sentry Leakage, Scourge, Savage, Sanctify, Runic Encasement, Rosetta Stone. See what that says. Explore, Learn. Your ancient words distract your foe. Target has reduction 1 for the encounter or Scourge, not stackable. Once per fight. 2. Righteous Smite, Restitution, Relic Finder, Raging Throw, Quantum Telepathy, Punishment, Psychic Surgery, Newfound Strength, Neural Oscillation, Nature's Call, Morphic Resonance, In Command, Halo, Frontal Lobotomy, Foe's Bane, Extended Mind, Essence of Fee, Enfleshment, Mode of Telepathy, Dispel Right, Cleansing, Circle of Protection, Chomper, Charm, Call Upon Cthulhu, Ignite the Wicked, Boomstick, sorry about that, Bandolero, Astrologer, Anthropology, Angelic First, Ancient Lore, Angelic Fist, sorry about that, Alpha, Adrenaline Rush, Tracker, In the Scope, Psychokinesis, Psychic Implosion, Purification, Blessing of the Cross, Keep It Coming, Environmental Slaughter, Iconographicer, Crack the Whip, Seek the Chakra, and the Runic Dice. These are all of your different kinds of abilities that you can get throughout the game. Again, everything comes in a little baggie, which is always very, very helpful. The baggies are included with the purchase of the product. Move some stuff around real quick. Put that here. This goes here, and this goes here as well. And then we have a bunch of tokens. We have investigation tokens, which are really cool. Got some more cards as well. Looks like a magnifying glass. Pretty cool. You can go through these real quick though. We got ritual cards. And ritual cards. Oh, we have ritual cards. We have the tarot deck as well. Tarot cards. We got prayer cards. Companion animals. Companion militia. And you have a bunch of artifacts. So let's take a look at these one at a time. So again, these are things you're going to find on your adventure, some artifacts. You're going to find a Ring of Moonlight, +1 damage, +1 stride, -2 coins. From each coin award received, this ring can never be removed. So this is a Ring of Moonlight. Once you put it on, you can never take it off. You have Magnum Opus. You have Wishmaker, Heart of Thorns, Greenlight Amulet, Elixir of Life, Burial Cloak, Bracers of the Kabbalist, and Ancient Agricola. So those are some of your artifacts that you can get. And you've got your prayer cards here. Soul Cleanse tells you your faith that you need to use it. 7, 9, 10. All right, so let's use you. Take a look at these. Soul Cleanse, set up all the same way. Title on the top tells you what level of faith it is. And then also it says you douse your allies with divine energy purifying their souls. Remove all negative statuses affecting the group. The faith roll must be made for each character. Discard this prayer even if unsuccessfully performed. So again, these are scrolls that you find, and they're one-time usage, it looks like. So that's good too. As you have prayer cards, now you have tarot cards as well. A couple of those. The Fool, Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, Judgment, the Hanged Man, Death, and the Chariot. See what it says here. The Fool. Pass nerve 8 at the start of each chapter or become deranged. So each one has something that goes with it. There you are. Those are your tarot cards, which are very cool. Got one extra one I found here too, which is the Hermit. It says you may not have companions. Speaking of companions, what if we want companion militia? You have the Stickman, Vagabond, Townsman, Tinker, Soldier, a Priest, a Mystic, Minstrel, or Farmer. These are people who would come along with you and assist you on your travel, on your adventure. All right, you got your vitality up here, which you can track. Stickman says use Scarecrow, Miniature, or Standee. Vitality 4, Stride 4, Damages 1d6, Defense 40, Might plus 10. Remove from campaign deck, or from companion deck. His special ability is melee. So again, those are each of your different characters and how they're utilized during the game. That's your companion militia deck. Oh, how about a companion animal? Snow owl, Mustang, a mare, a hound, a golden canary, a drake, a dove, a cobra. Taunting cobras. See what that says. Non-ethereal. Foes that enter space adjacent to you lose 1 vitality. It's an animal and he does melee strike. So again, Snow Owl is ranged, +1 awareness, +1 damage to ranged attack. So depending on what it is, you get a little extra help. So that's your companion animals. Last but not least, you have your ritual cards. Again, it's a weakness. It says it's an occult. It has different numbers down there. Occult 9, 8, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's read what it says. All cards are set up the same way. Title, again, occult at the bottom. It says you drain the life energy from your enemies, making them feeble shadows of what they once were. All foes in combat receive reduction 2 for 4 rounds. So you have the Time Stop, you have Tame the Wild, Oblivion, From Beyond, Enthrall, Energy Flux, Disorientation, Cloak of the Wind, and Arcane Ward. Let's see what this says. Summon a ward that absorbs arcane energies unleashed against one of your allies. Attacks cannot damage your target ally for 3 rounds. So that's very cool. So that's another cool spell that you can have there. So then we move on. We have some more tokens. All right. Spirit of Wine, +10 Might for 4 rounds. Vitriol. This is Liquid Frankincense. So these are the cards that we had seen earlier. If you go with the cards with the special abilities, also the points are for how many times you use them. So if you have 4 times of usage, you move it down every time that you use it, and then it's gone. That's your holy water. This is your expired tonic. Just gonna turn around here. So we got here Liquid Frankincense. You have Spirit of Wine, holy water, expired tonic. A bunch of those, and you have the Spirit of Wine. Okay, so these are all the same. Going through them all. So you have a bunch of those tokens as well. Again, they all look the same as you go through. Multitude of duplicates with those. And you get a baggie for that. Then you also have these as well. So these are all the same. These are all flame tokens. So one side has that on it. The other side says this, flame. Lose 1d4 vitality, lose 1 vitality if adjacent. So again, fighting fire, which is never a good thing. Again, that's your bag full of fire. You can bag for those. Also have a couple of cubes in here, and this white thing here, which I'm not quite sure what that is. You have 5 plastic cubes. A little thing that looks like a bell. I'm assuming that's a bell, but I'm not sure. Again, you have to take a look in the rule book. It'll explain to you how all this stuff is used. This is not a how-to, this is just an unboxing for you. As I said before, there's a tremendous amount of stuff in the box when you make this purchase. Again, we're talking Folklore, the Affliction, brought to you by Greenbrier Games. Again, here you go. For more information, go to greenbriergames.com/folklore. That's cool there. You have some traps or some snares, and again, it's a snare on the back of that. So pull one of those out to show you. Corrosive, lose 1 vitality in 4 rounds. So that looks like corrosive. But again, it's one of those wheels that would be exactly the same for 4 rounds. 3, 2, 1, and then get rid of it. Lose vitality for 4 rounds. That's what those look like. Very cool. Then you have ones that say wanted, can't use town services. So wanted posters. That's very cool as well. Pull one of those out. Those are very nice. So if you're wanted, you can't, if you did something wrong, you got a wanted poster out there, you can't go into town, you can't upgrade your character and buy different stuff. Then we have infected. Very cool. It's infected. Gain infection whenever sickened, when already sickened. So those are infected tokens. Gain infection again, whether sickened, when already sickened. There it is. So different, that's another negative effect on your character when you're sickened. Then we have some doors. Got some wooden doors. Open door, and then you have some gates. Very cool. Very cool. You have stands for your standees. So that's always good to have those. Extra ones of those. Nice. You got a bag full of those. Put that to the side. I'm going to show you how to put one of those on. And again, you have more and more tokens. This is interesting. Looks like piles of rocks. Looks like a stick of some sort. Hollowed out log. And you got some stones. Very cool. You got these, which are levers. Very cool. You have some spawn points. Really cool. Then you looks like a bunch of shields and stuff like that. They're included. Put that over there. So it looks like you got shields. Looks like you got some fire here. You got a torch. Light source for 1 chapter or thrown for 1d4 damage and then discard. So you got some torches. You got some. Ooh. This is going to be a wooden stake. +1 damage to vampires for 1 encounter, or +1 to stake a sleeping vampire. So again, you got your stakes, you got your torches, and then you have your shield. Another torch back there. Let's see what the shield says. Wooden shield +4 defense. Again, if you have a two-handed weapon, you won't be able to carry shield. But if you do have, let's say, a dagger in your hand, you can have a shield or a sword. You go to a sword and a shield. Of course, if it's not a broadsword, which is a two-handed weapon. So again, we have those go right back into the little packages here. You got your ability cards falling there. Just want to keep those up there. You have some of these. These are, I believe, your special items that you could have. Yep. The Book of Dark Dimensions. Affliction. You have this one. Far East Alchemist. Rinthi. Val Delaney. And then you have your Galastig. Affliction. Different afflictions that you can have. Okay. Some defend tokens. You can attack tokens. So one says attack, the other says defend. +10 defense, -10 might. So there you go. You go front and back. Then you have your boons. It says boon, recover all power points. So you have your boons. Boons and banes. That's your front. And there's your back. Front and back. Very cool. Very good to have. Then we have, let's take a look at these cards here. What are these used for? Let's see. One thing I do like is the fact that you can just turn these. It kind of gives you an idea. I'm surprised they don't give you some clips, but maybe we'll find those in the box. Let's continue moving on here. We've got here, all right. So we've got some blue ones that say Ghost Power Point Tracker. Power Ghost Point Tracker. Okay, that's one side, so it goes from 1 to 20. And on the flip side, that's going to say Avita Tracker, which seems to go from 1 up to 36. So there's your front and your back. Then we have here Right Foe Tracker and Right Foe Tracker. So one is red, one is purple, but it looks like the numbers, so you just flip this depending on the number that they are. So it goes from number 1 to 36, and then flip onto this side goes all the way up to 72. So it's 1 to 72 on these cards here. So these must be a wound tracker for the enemies that you're fighting. And these are for your vitality for your heroes that you're checking. Again, when they die, they get their ghost power points. That well, we showed you with the cards, two-sided cards, which shows you what it had with vitality on one side and ghost points on the other side. So that's there. Then you have some additional ones. These are larger size tokens. You have your Angry Mob, your Bat Swarm, your Aetherian, Abomination, Colossal Dark Oak, Wraith. Got something there. And then it says Darkness Melee -5, Range -10 Might. This one here, I'm not quite sure. It's got a purple, a silver, or gold side. Again, your Angry Mob, Creature, Bat Swarm, Creature, Creature in the back of that one, Angry Mob again, Creature, Aetherian, Affliction, Abomination, Affliction, Colossal Dark Oak, Affliction, and the Wraith, Affliction. Then you have these small ones. It's a skirmish to them. Has an X on one side. You take one out. They are very, very small. Careful not to lose these. The tiniest of tiny. It gives you a little X and it says skirmish on it. Very cool. I'm not hip with the real small tokens like that, but I can understand that sometimes you just need one of those. That might be the tracker for these cards here. Maybe put one of those little things on here and you can move it along. Tracker like that. Yeah. I think a clip would be a little bit more effective, but who am I to say? So bandages. Okay, we've got plenty of. You know you're going to get wounded at some point in time, so you need some bandages. Very cool. Recover 4 vitality. It's very, very cool. Bandages and vitality. You've got some. Not sure what. It looks like something like an archery range. Just got letters on the back of it. A, B, C, D, E, up to E. So you got your letters, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, and on the front you have your target. That's what it looks like to me, a target for archery. I could be wrong. That's what it looks like to me. Those. You also have here these as well, which says targeting. So targeting your foes. That's one side, that's the other. And last but not least, we have our standees. In this game, there are no miniatures. You could do an add-on to get the figures. I did not do that because, again, I bought this in the aftermarket on Facebook Marketplace for a cut rate price. So I heard a lot of great things about this game, so I decided, make the investment to pick up at least 4 boxes just to check it out. So again, you have various different characters, which are going to give you standees for them, which is very cool because we can turn around and blammo, they go right in there like that, and they stand up perfectly. So again, you've got your Bruja, Decaying Dead, Infested Archaeologist in their Ghost Spirit. You've got your Decaying Dead again, the Rabid Wolf, you have the Exorcist, Gargoyle, Mad Druid. I guess the facing depends upon, I'm not sure, so you have to look in the rule book as to which side is what facing is, the front and back. Again, you have the Moon Priest, Decaying Dead, back. Give the ghost for exorcist, the back. Vampire and Strega. You've got your blood priest. You've got your watchman. You've got your dark oak. You've got your vampire and your vicious hound. You have your telepath and your white wolf. You have your tainted sapling and you have your night stalker. You have another Strega and infested. You got your ghost witch hunter and you have a rabid wolf. You have your gargoyle and you have the flesh-eating ghoul. You've got your highwayman and your revenant. Very, very cool. You got the highwayman and the telepath. Very cool. And I really do, these are really, really nice thick cardboard. Really, really nicely done pawns. So I'm very, very happy about these. These are really, really cool. Arcanist, and you have your Avenging Dead Man. You have your werewolf and your dark oak again. You have an imp and you have a restless spirit. You have a skinwalker and you have a flesh-eating ghoul. Very cool. Again, you have your flesh-eating ghoul and your white wolf. You have your Bruja and your Skinwalker. You have the Witch Hunter and the Restless Spirit. You have Nekruratu and Restless Spirit. Imp, and you have your Poltergeist. You have Infested and the Bruja again. Again, Poltergeist. You've got your Watchman. You've got your Vampire. You've got your Arcanist. Moon Priest. The Archaeologist. Again, your Decaying Dead and your Tainted Sapling. Flip them over. And as you guys know, I do love standees. I do love figures as well. Avenging Madman. Nakratu again. Night Stalker, Highwayman. Revenant and your White Wolf. Strega and your Rabid Wolf. And of course your last two, you have your Blood Priest and your Werewolf. Flip those over and that's what the backs look like. So again, got a couple other things right here really quickly. Okay, we also have the Undertaker. Not that Undertaker, this Undertaker. A couple special tomes. So some special books you might find in different colors. There are 4 of those. Front and backs are the same. Cool bag to keep them in. And you also look like to have some this guy, some kind of scarecrow. Again, nice and easy. Put it right in the base, and you got yourself a standee right there. Perfect. Awesome. And you also have this one as well. It's like a coffin. And that is everything that's included, and this concludes our unboxing of the board game Folklore, The Affliction, designed by Will Donovan and Nick Blaine, brought to you by Greenbrier Games. Again, this game is for 1 to 5 players, so you can play it in solo mode. It also has everything that you need to run multiple campaigns through this. There are different expansions available for this. I know that Greenbrier Games has gone out of business. This was released in 2018. I picked this up again on the aftermarket. And so, like I said, you can do some hunting and find a couple of copies of this game online. They are still available. I know at what's the other place? Miniature Market has a couple of the expansions still available as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a shot. But this is everything that's included, and this concludes our unboxing of Folklore, The Affliction, designed by Will Donovan and Nick Blaine. And as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, you could always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.